Howdy folks, Texan here to tell you about a new game called Banished that's out on Steam. Uh, I've had a chance to play this game a little bit on medium difficulty on a medium-sized map, and I gotta say it's pretty good. It was made by Shining Rock Software, developed by one guy. One guy made this whole game. And I gotta say, that's pretty impressive to make the game engine graphics and everything. The type of game that this is sort of a RTS colony survival game. There's no battle or troop movement building or anything like that. It is strictly colony surviving in the wilderness. That's pretty much it. No zombies or anything like that. So we're going to go ahead and start a new game. I'm going to go ahead and do a large size map because I've only done a medium sized map and I finally figured out a good way to get it going, but I'd like to start a large one. Starting conditions, I'm going to do medium. Eventually, I think I'm going to do a hard difficulty just to see if I can do it. I have no idea how that's going to turn out, so we'll just start with medium, though, just for the sakes of demonstration. We're going to do valleys. We won't do mountains because that's actually more difficult because you have a little less land to build on, plus you got to build weird pathways to get around them, so we're going to go ahead and click on OK and give this a shot. A lot of people out there have been having difficulties getting a game started because of food. I mean, primary survival, you need two things, food and shelter. And you only have so many working hands working at one time. So this game, in my opinion, really has to do a lot with management. So as you can see, you start with some colonists here, and they have a storage barn and some supplies. But as you can see, they have a little icon over the head, meaning they need some homes. And down here, this menu in the bottom right-hand corner is what you're mainly going to be using. This is your interface, and there's quick keys, F keys, to quickly access your menu. So here you have your time compression, so you could speed up and slow down time, because some things just take a while. Here you have some more interface. For example, you could show limits that you've placed on resources, so you click on that, and you get a nice little window to show how much you want to cap your resources, and you can increase and decrease as needed. Now I need to get these people started because if I don't, they're not going to make it. So the first thing you want to do is give them some houses. They need houses, and there's a certain number of families here, and actually you don't have those statistics yet because you need a town hall to get more specific statistics. But for now, you know that you have a certain number of people. One thing that I always keep on the screen is a statistics bar here. This tells you how many people you have. I have 10 adults, 0 students, and 7 children. And you'd think, okay, what's the point of keeping up with children? Well, they will be adults, so you need to see what potential adults you're going to have soon. You need to know when your population is about to spike and when it's going to go back down. So there's a lot of people management in this game. It gives you the average health of your citizens and the average happiness. So let's go ahead. Okay, as you can see, the workers have already started moving supplies, but they're not building. That's because the other thing that you're going to be managing like crazy is the assigned jobs. These are the two windows that I keep on constantly. Right now, we have them all set to laboring, so they're just going to cut down trees and mine stone and iron. But we need 2 builders, so to assign 2 builders, we click here. It even tells you the maximum numbers that you, or maximum jobs you have available. So for this one house, you need 2 builders. Now, if I were to place another house, and I'm just going to do it for the sakes of demonstration, you'll notice the number of builders went up another 2, so I'll need 2 builders for that. So as soon as they're done building that, in fact, I'm just going to let this continue at a slow pace so I can explain things. While they're building that, we also need to be concerned about food. Honestly, farms I found to be a little bit inefficient in getting good amount of food in the beginning because you have to dedicate so many workers to a farm, and they spend an entire season just getting one good harvest out of a crop. Well, and then during winter they can't do anything with it. So I found that the most effective way of getting food quickly, one is a fishing dock. So make sure you have water nearby. And actually, it'd be better to have a river. Also know where your main river is. The main river right here is where you're going to put a trading post on. So get to know that. Let's see. It's not letting me place it anywhere. Ah, here we go. So I'm going to place a fishing dock right there. And they're done with one house already, so they're going to go ahead and build my fishing dock. But as you can see, one house is already filled with a family, so you need several other houses. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, the count you need is about 5. I'm going to leave some space between a couple of these houses, so we could build some roads through them. I think I can just build this right here. So that's 4, 5. Okay, so 5 houses should be enough. Don't build more than 5. Another important key factor to starting off is do not build houses too quickly. If you do that, you will lose your resources a lot quicker. Because what happens is the citizens will start hoarding stuff in their houses. You can actually look at the inventory in the houses. So if I were to build 10 houses, and you actually put people in all of them, well, actually you can't place them, they'll automatically go there. But if you build too many houses, then they're each going to hoard a bunch of firewood, and firewood is important during the winter time. Okay, I need to build some roads because roads are important for people to get around quicker. And you can actually rotate your view so you get a nice 3-dimensional turn here. And actually, you know what? We're going to go ahead and log down some trees so I could have some wood and stone. In fact, it just informed me that my reserve stone is low. And what you do is to harvest the wilderness right here, you have the removal and destruction tools. You can remove any buildings that you're currently placed to build, or just remove the structures you've already built. Here's to remove resources. And as you can see, I click on that, and I click and drag, and it actually selects to remove resources. So I can remove these trees, these stones, and the laborers will do all of that while the builders continue to build. Again, make sure you manage your people carefully. I'm not just going to throw all 8 on builders because I don't need to build these that fast. You need laborers constantly. Now, at the beginning, you're going to be doing a little bit more micromanaging of your jobs, but later on in the game, as your population grows, you'll want to keep a minimum of 3 or 4 laborers at all times for either clearing stuff or just moving resources around town. I mean, you can see this child right here, you know, they're not really a laborer, they're just idling. So you can't really do much with the children, they just walk around. But they still need homes. It still gives you stats on their health and happiness and all that good stuff, or if they're going hungry. Okay, the other thing that's good for food, because one fishing dock will not be enough, are gatherers. So we're going to build a gatherer hut, which we will find down here in our food production. So we have a gatherer's hut, and gatherer's hut you need to place strategically on the map. They need to be around old trees or old forest that has been growing for a while. Otherwise, they won't be able to gather much. In which case, you could build a forester's lodge, but if you do that, do not set the forester's lodge to cut trees, so that way your gatherers can pick up the stuff. So I need to hurry up and get started with these guys, because otherwise they're going to bite the bullet. Okay, where should I put a gatherer's hut? I want to get an idea which way I want to build. Let's see, I'll probably build my town this way, so I can just plow through that. And this is a nice little area to kind of create a forest area, so let's put gatherer's hut right smack in the middle. And tell my people, clear this area, because you kind of have to clear the area for them anyway. Okay, so the fishing dock is built, and as you can see, I could put 4 people in there. So I'm at least going to go ahead and start with 2. My builders are still building. Once they're done building, I could place 2 more in there so they could start fishing. So let's speed things up. And as you can see, there are fewer homeless people now. Yes, okay, perfect. So 5 houses is a good one to start with. That gave them a nice little home. I can keep an eye on my wood. Actually, I don't want to speed things up too much. Oh, I just closed all my windows. I don't want to do that. Keep those suckers open. Okay, so one thing you want to keep an eye on is the season, because when winter hits, these guys need to stay warm, and there's 2 ways to stay warm. One, better housing, because right now I have wood houses, but eventually you could build stone houses, so that helps with the warmth a little bit. The other thing is firewood. They need firewood to stay warm. The third thing is clothing. Now, I don't have a tailor, and I don't have much of a means to get leather either, so they can't do much about the coats. They have basic hide coats, and they don't have much of it. But right now, I need to worry about firewood. And the way that you make firewood is with a woodcutter. So let's build a woodcutter. And woodcutter. Woodcutter, there you are. Woodcutter. Alright. I'm going to build you right here. Oh gosh, so much to build, so few workers. I've been playing my larger town quite a bit, so I'm kind of used to a larger population at the moment. I'm just hoping I don't screw this up. I might. My first town died because I didn't know what the hell I was doing. This game can be difficult. In fact, my first village, I built the houses too quickly. I didn't build enough food production or much of anything really. And I got their population up just a little bit, up to almost like 29. But then they just ended up on this downward spiral of death, of people dying of starvation and freezing, and a couple of others of old age. Then I noticed I didn't have a cemetery. By the way, you could build a cemetery, and the purpose of the cemetery is to help with happiness. It helps them cope with death. Well, I didn't have a cemetery, so who knows where the dead bodies were. And everybody was just upset, unhappy, and dying left and right. And next thing I knew, I only had just a small handful of people, and I gave up. It was disappointing and depressing. So, yeah, we're not going back to that town. It is forgotten. But my second town is happy. They're thriving and doing great. This is my third town to demonstrate to you what can be done. Okay, so I still got 2 fishermen. They're still building. It's early summer. We still got to go through autumn. I don't want to do too much road building because that takes up too much of their time that they could spend on the other buildings and other clearings. Let's see here. They're still clearing this area. We're eventually going to need more stone. Well, we need a little bit of everything, so what the hell? We also got to clear that. We're going to need wood. The woodcutter's got to have wood, and of course he needs wood and stone to build the building. Alright, since I already got them assigned to stuff, let's just speed it up. And as you can see, people are bringing resources to the gatherer's hut to prepare to build, and that's part of the percentage bar, so that percentage bar goes up. And you can move these windows around, by the way. That's what's kind of nice about the interface a little bit. Sometimes the interface can be clunky. In fact, I'll show you one thing that is a little bit of a pet peeve of mine. You click on a person, that window follows them. Now, when you have the sucker sped up, they're running around and you're trying to click on the thing, and it's just like, Well, what's nice is if you can grab it, you just drag it, and it stays sitting on your screen, so you're good with that. Instead of slowing down time just to grab that. Okay, so now I have a gatherer's hut. We need to assign people to the gatherer's hut. I'll assign 2 for now. So I have at least 4 laborers. I could go down 1 builder, so I have 5 laborers, 2 gatherers, and 2 fishermen. But eventually, we're going to need a woodcutter, so I'll save that 1 for woodcutting. Let's speed it up. Watch them build. Look at them go. Build, cut down, mine. sorry, I speed up and slow down a lot because sometimes if I let them go too fast, too much, then I get myself in trouble. Now you can also build these stockpiles to actually place your resources. That's important too because as you can see they actually fill up, so you need to build more of those. As a matter of fact, I'm just gonna put a road right here, road right here, and why not a crossroad so they can kind of get around. I'm gonna go ahead and put another stockpile right here. There we go, 8x8 stockpile. That way I could pile a ton of stuff in here. And it doesn't require much, well, really any resources to create a stockpile. It just takes up land and you can remove it as you need to with the remove structure tool. Okay, I have a woodcutter. Let's add them. There we go. You'll see the woodcutter get to work. Come on, he's got to, there he goes. He had to grab some logs and start cutting them up. Okay, I'm going to slow it down again. So we have a gatherer, but now I need a forester. And I may be building too much too quick, but we should be okay. So I'm going to build the forester. We only need 2 builders for that. And I am going to go ahead and build a roadway. There we go. Now the forester, I'm going to set him to not cut any wood over here, so that way the gatherer will not have any problems. I'm also going to eventually build a herbalist. Now the herbalist, where are you? Herbalist. Where are you? I think I overlooked. Oh yeah, there. The herbalist, I like to say herbalist. The herbalist will help with the health. The people, the citizens, will go to the herbalist and they will gather any herbs they need with their food to improve the health. So there's sort of the doctor without a doctor. Because you actually can build a hospital, but the hospital you don't really need right away, but eventually you will need it to heal diseases that strike out of nowhere. But for the average health, you're going to need the herbalist. Okay, gotta speed up here. Build. So we already got 30. Winter. Oh dear, we only have 30 firewood. Reserve food is low. Only got 266. Hurry up and build. So we already got some berries, fish, onions, mushrooms. But you can also check out the inventory in the houses to give you an idea of how in trouble you are. See, these people have already collected firewood and some potatoes, so we don't really have to worry about that much. And these people, oh my gosh, look at this. They hoarded roots, mushrooms, onions, potatoes, fish, firewood, and berries. But they do have more occupants. It's for the children. Yes, they've hoarded quite a bit. But they didn't take much. They're going to need some more firewood, but they're good on potatoes. So I think we will survive this winter. And from here, you want to build more fishing docks. By the way, do not build fishing docks too close to each other. They affect each other's resources. So it'd probably be a good idea to put a fishing dock on the other side here and then a fishing dock at the river. So I'm going to do that. Along with the gatherer's hut, I am going to build an herbalist, but I'm not going to worry about it right now because the average health is fine. I want them to concentrate on everything else. I eventually want to put more gatherers and fishermen in here, and eventually a hunter along with here. So hunter, gatherers, herbalist, and forest lodge. Put all those suckers together and set the forest lodge to not cut it all. Let's speed it up so I can show you that before I run out of time. And I do not build any houses until I see homeless people at this point. Really, let them fill up the individual houses they have before adding any more houses. That was the mistake I made. Because I saw, oh, my people are going up. I should build houses. Yeah, don't do that. Alright, I'm going to put one forester in. and I'm going to set them not to cut. But eventually we do want a forester out here somewhere that will cut. I'll probably just slap them down here or something. Maybe not that close. Probably over here. I'll have a forester that cuts in this area. But in order to do that, we need to clear that area. Yeah. Put these laborers to work. Watch. Yeah, there they go. Like ants. Running around. And this game is kind of addicting because you're constantly in management. The beginning, maybe not as much because you have fewer people, but as your population increases, my goodness, you are managing like the Dickens. Well, they're definitely going to survive this winter, but my food is still running low. Let me slow down, see what I could do about this. Build another herbalist. Oh, by the way, this shows that we've reached our log limit. You can increase the limit, and I'm going to slap it to 1,000. In fact, the food is already at 5,000. I'm far from that. Stone, let's see. Let's actually go to my limit thing here. Okay, stone, no. We're eventually going to need more. We're eventually going to need more. We're eventually going to need more. Tools I'm not too worried about just now. I'll slap that to 200. There we go. Now, those limits are actually there to kind of help you to know, okay, when something's filled up, you're not going to need it for a while. You can redistribute your professions. So let's say I cut 200 wood. Well, that's probably going to be a pretty good amount. So, oops, wrong one. So once I reach a certain amount of firewood, which is actually the fuel, probably not 600. We'll just bring that down to 300. Once I reach 200 or 300 fuel, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to take off the woodcutter and have them do something else for a while until the firewood gets down to an amount where I need the woodcutter to work again. So doing a little bit of management like that will do wonders. So let's go ahead and speed things up a bit. I think I'm going to put another fisherman out here. So we will need more food. By the way, the other thing you want to build are pastures. Orchids, orchids are good for the beginning. I'm going to attempt to do it without orchids right now. The nice thing about orchids is they do provide a little bit more food than farms, and they actually work a lot better than farms. And you can actually harvest them through part of the winter when they're not dying out. But even then, I found issues with orchids. Seriously, stick with just pastures, fishing docks, hunters, and gatherers. You'll be fine with those. Especially fish. They collect fish so quickly. I am not joking. Here, I'll demonstrate. They fish like crazy. Alright, so we got 2 builders. Oh, I had builders there the whole time. Oh, darn. No way. We'll send them on their way. You can see my food's already going up. In fact, I think I'll go ahead and put an extra fisherman and gatherer. We'll only have 3 laborers for now, because we're doing pretty good on wood itself. Yeah, you know what? Just for kicks, I'm going to set that to 500. I'm feeling pretty good about this. Well, actually, that's about all the time we have for now. You're just going to end up watching these guys go around and do the same thing that they have been doing. But you get an idea of what this game is like. So, for now, I'm just going to kick it to a pause. And we'll pick up where I left off in the next video. So, please click on subscribe, like my video, comment below if you have anything to add or correct. Because I do get things wrong every now and then. You might have a better plan as far as food starting off. So please comment below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!